All right. So, hello. It's week 5. I can't believe that this is already here. How's October going for everybody?
Good.
Yeah.
Sandy.
It's almost Halloween. As an adult, I love Halloween. We didn't celebrate it when I was a kid, and so I just love it. I eat all the candies, and it's great.
You get dressed up?
If I have cost at my internship this year, the whole office is dressing up, so I'm actually looking for a costume.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I know, it'll be fun. So we'll see how far I go with it. But so I brought the second half of the kind of workbook. I think the one you guys had first was like a half folded thing, but the rest of what we'll be going over is in here. Again, just to reiterate, it is not required. You do not ever have to look at this again. You can throw it in the trash. It's just offered to you as an option. And much of what's in here, as well as some additional resources, are online. Did anybody have success checking that out? If there was time, you found it?
Work, yeah.
All right.
Do you want us to sign up? Because it's so, like, I can see everything, but then it's like, oh, you can make an account.
No, unless you want an account, and then you may see other courses that I've created, but you do not have to.
Okay.
So I made everybody in there, and again, totally not required. And the information is basically what we've already gone over that you can look at again, and then some additional things that I found online that I think are helpful, or some of them are like audio recordings or videos and things like that. So anyways, everyone will have one of those. And do things a little bit differently today. I thought you might be getting sick of listening to my voice. So I brought a 5-minute meditation for us to listen to. And the focus for this week is about your inner critic. Anybody ever met their inner critic? They're kind of with you all the time. I always just thought it was sort of like this ubiquitous part of being human, that everybody got like this creature installed that was constantly sort of like shaking a finger at you. Mine used to have a nickname for me. She called me Dummy. I never even noticed it until my attention was brought to it. A really good way to identify your inner critic is they tend to have shoulding disease. They're big shoulders. They start shoulding on you all over the place. They tend to should on others a lot. And when you are stressed, when you're triggered, when you're tired, when you're hungry, some of these things, the shoulding can really get going. And so you may notice, it's just one way to sort of kind of get curious and find your inner critic. They tend to should a lot. And when you notice it, the thing you can offer instead is could. So whatever you were saying, I should eat better. I should sleep more. I should be a better friend. Sounds a little different when you say, I could eat better. I could sleep more. I could be a better friend. Not quite as judgmental and a little bit more open-ended and empowering. Yeah? All right. So there's a little more information in the workbook about that, and there's stuff online. So first we'll listen to this meditation. This is Kristen Neff. And she is sort of the grand dame of self-compassion. I added onto the resources online a lot of articles for research that had been done by the Self-Compassion Network, which she founded about 10 years ago, I think. So if research is your thing, your jam, you want to look at it, there's a lot of articles there that you can look at. This is called the Self-Compassion Break. Where did it go? There it is. And it's literally 5 minutes. So again, as always, participate if you'd like. Don't if you don't want to. Maybe sort of roll your shoulders a couple of times, sort of get sitting down here. I know you guys were up a little when I came and poked my head in. You were all doing some kind of ultrasound or something. It looked really cool. Way cooler than anything I'm going to do today, except for this. All right. So get comfortable. Maybe close your eyes. Maybe look down at the floor if that's something you want to do, if that feels better than eyes closed.
Compassion break. And it's something you can do anytime during the day or at night when you need a little self-compassion. So to practice this exercise, we actually need to call up a little suffering. So I'd invite you to think about a situation in your life right now that is difficult for you. Maybe you're feeling stress, or you're having a relationship problem, or you're worried about something that might happen. I'd invite you to think of something that is difficult, but not overwhelmingly difficult, especially if you're new to practicing the self-compassion break. So finding a situation and getting in touch with it. What's going on? What happened? Or what might happen? Who said what? Really bring the situation to life in your mind's eye. And then I'm going to be saying a series of phrases that are designed to help us remember the three components of self-compassion when we need it most. So the first phrase is, this is a moment of suffering, right? We're bringing mindful awareness to the fact that suffering is present. And I'd invite you to find some language that speaks to you. Something like, this is really hard right now. Or, I'm really struggling. We're actually turning toward our difficulty, acknowledging it, naming it. This is a moment of suffering. The second phrase is, suffering is a part of life. Okay, we're reminding ourselves of our common humanity. Suffering is a part of life. And again, finding language that speaks to you. It may be something like, it's not abnormal to feel this way. Many people are going through similar situations. Right? The degree of suffering may be different, the flavor of suffering may be different, but suffering is a part of life, part of being human. And then the third phrase is, may I be kind to myself in this moment. And to support bringing kindness to yourself, I'd invite you to perhaps put your hands over your heart or some other place on your body that feels soothing and comforting. Feeling the warmth of your hands, the gentle touch. Letting those feelings of care stream through your fingers. May I be kind to myself. And using any language that supports that sense of kindness. Perhaps language you would use with a good friend you cared about who was going through a very similar situation. You know, it may be something like, I'm here for you. It's going to be okay. I care about you. You can even try using a diminutive if that feels comfortable. You know, darling, I'm so sorry. Or you can try calling yourself by your first name. Anything that feels natural to express your deep wish that you be well and happy and free from suffering. And then letting go of the practice and noticing how your body feels right now. Allowing any sensations to be just as they are. Allowing yourself to be just as you are in this moment.
you may want to gently open your eyes or look up, look around. And just for a moment, ask yourself how difficult that was. And maybe give yourself a rating of comfortable, neutral, or uncomfortable. Just so you know, not as judgment, but just being aware. And then whether it was comfortable, neutral, or uncomfortable, what was the severity of that? Was it really comfortable or really uncomfortable? Or was it just mildly uncomfortable or mildly comfortable? So you're just kind of taking a gauge on how that was for you. Maybe you met your inner critic while you were doing that exercise and you heard some disparaging remarks in your head. I certainly do often when I do that. But it's a quick practice. You may have noticed there were 3 parts. The first one was to notice, right, to be mindful. I'm suffering, I feel this. Notice that I'm uncomfortable. The second one was to connect with community, with humanity, that this is not inhuman to sometimes feel uncomfortable, to be suffering. And the third one was to then extend kindness and understanding to yourself. Like, yeah, I can be nice. I can say something sweet to myself. I don't have to should on myself anymore. I could offer myself some kindness. All right. Any questions or thoughts about that anybody wanted to bring up? Okay, we've got a few minutes. Let's do a little bit of stretching because it's always good for the body. Never a bad idea. So if you maybe come to the edge of your chair and kind of rock back and forth like this. And you'll notice, you guys know anatomy really well. You've got these 2 sitting bones down there, right? You kind of feel them as you go side to side. And then come to the center and feel both of them. And use those as sort of like anchors and sort of press down into those sitting bones, into the chair. And lengthen your spine. Yeah, you can, I mean, it's a weird sensation. Reading the room. What is she talking about? Sometimes it can feel better to like push into your feet. So you could try that. Push into your feet or you could push into those sitting bones. And lift up the spine, nice and tall. And come into the shoulders right away, if you'd like. And make some big circles. That might right there get you started on maybe wanting to move something else. Maybe you want to start moving the head. Just get curious. Look around in the head and shoulders, side to side, circles, looking over a shoulder, maybe twisting. Just seeing what's there. And then move that right down into the spine. So be that Halloween cat if you'd like. Kind of send the spine towards the back of the chair. And then the other way, arch it the other direction, looking up. You'll feel those sitting bones again. Pull your elbows back, and then back to the cat. So if you'd like, you can add some breath with this. So I like to inhale to the cow. This is like a cow out in the field, right, with this arched back. And exhale to cat. You can even make this a sit-up, get a little bit of core work in. So inhale. And then when you exhale, really kind of pull your core in. And I love it. I see some twisting, so that might feel really nice. Follow your intuition. All right. And then last thing we're going to do is a little breathing exercise. I brought a prop, and I will, yes, I did. Phew. I'll leave enough for the other class. So if you can just take one and pass these down. So, has anyone ever done straw breathing?
You did it.
I did it before, right? Okay, so we're gonna try it again. I forget who I do what with, but it's always good to practice. Anybody still got their straw, or I'm sure it's gone? So now you have another one, right? Good thing. Huh? Exactly. We're gonna tap into the vagus. So you guys already know what to do. So what I would suggest is just take a moment and do a quick body scan. Just kind of notice how you're feeling. You did a little bit of meditating, a little bit of stretching. So you might feel kind of relaxed. Notice if there's tension anywhere, or notice if you have like a feeling of energy. And then whenever you're ready, 6, 7 rounds, 8, 10, whatever you feel like. Do it at your intuitive speed, whatever feels right. Just remember, you're going to inhale through the nose or the mouth. It's up to you. And then exhale. As slow as possible. And then try it again. Inhale. You're welcome to close your eyes or soften your gaze and just notice your experience. And just process for a minute how that feels. Every time I do this, I notice it takes me the third one. And then I feel like a little wash. It's always the same. It's maybe very different for you, but I will leave these here. And thank you very much for practicing with me, guys. All right, 3 more times. I'm gonna miss y'all. I know.